Hi, I'm Ross Gerber.
I'm Danilo Kawasaki.
And welcome to Think Tank. Think Tank is a competition among our top advisors to give you insight into our investment process. And in this episode, we'll be covering athletic apparel companies. So this week we're talking about sports companies, athletic apparel. I'm pretty excited.
I love the topic. I grew up playing tennis, as you know.
Well, you're an athlete,
And kind of partial to Nike as a kid growing up.
You're biased.
Michael Jordan was my hero. Chicago Bulls was.
Honestly, I'm biased to Nike too because I grew up with the same kind of love for Nike.
Yeah, but I have to say Under Amour has taken a big step forward in the athletic apparel.
And then we're also talking about a really interesting company, Lululemon, as well, in the yoga business and how much that's grown as a sports apparel business.
I think it's a trend that's growing.
For sure.
I think the health trend is also an increasing trend in our country and hopefully in the world.
Well, it's also a necessity, too.
It is.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see what they have to say.
Yeah, me too.
So our Lululemon team, Caitlin, Malcolm, and Francine, welcome. Let's get started.
Lululemon is a yoga-inspired athletic apparel company who focuses on promoting a fun and healthy living lifestyle. It's a company that really focuses more on fashion rather than sports, so you can't really compare them to a Nike or Under Amour or Adidas, who really have athletes that focus on sports performance products.
Would you say it's a niche product? It's a niche.
Yeah, I feel like the yoga
It reminds me of
community-
Whole Foods.
Yeah, I think the yoga community has their entire world, just like when we compare it to Apple.
Do you know how big the yoga industry is? It's about $30 billion a year. So it's
big?
It's a big industry. I was surprised when I saw it too. And you said,
does that include all the guys in India doing yoga? And
well,
stuff?
that's worldwide.
Yeah. So what's their expansion plan? Why is this company going to double, let's say, in the next 5 years?
Well, they have over 360 stores right now worldwide. 229 of them are in the United States, so the most of them are in the U.S. They were founded in Vancouver, so they are a Canadian company. So they have exposure internationally where they need to grow, and that's kind of their goal, was to open more stores this year, mostly in the U.S., but I think long-term they're looking at.
So it's basically a U.S.-centric company. How is their men's division doing?
Fantastic. They came out with this ABC anti-ball crushing technology for men's pants where you don't have to.
That's really what it's called?
What is it called?
ABC technology, anti-ball crushing technology.
I haven't had that problem with clothes, but I'm happy to try.
Well, they're expanding.
Yeah, men don't like to wear tight stuff, though.
But it's not.
That's not always
breathable,
true.
That's where the
point.
technology
It's breathable. Yeah, like you said.
Are you talking from experience?
I wear tons of Lululemon.
Have you tried the ABC pants?
I have not.
Okay.
But I have other pants from Lululemon that are perfect.
What's their profit margin?
Their margins are right around 48%.
So it's big margin stuff. So it's an Apple model.
No. That's operating margin. Their profit margin is like 10%. If they want to be more competitive, they would have to reduce their price, which will cut their margin, which will hurt their business.
Yeah, because I think that's the risk.
Absolutely.
I think the risk is that they have to discount to bring people into the stores. And I know they have been discounting, and you can see that in their quarterly earnings. So you're seeing sales go up, but you're seeing margins go down. Because retail sucks. I mean, I would rather almost do anything than open up a clothing store. If you came to me and said, hey, Ross, you want to open up a clothing store? I would laugh you out of my office. So that's the problem I have is, do I want to own 300 clothing stores? I don't wake up in the morning and say, that's what I want to do, I think we've heard enough about Lulu today. Thank you, guys.
Namaste.
Our Nike experts, Zach, Robert, Nick, welcome. Let's get started.
Nike's by far the world's largest sports business brand. Even though Nike has had a great last 10 years of performance, they still show long-term growth potential through their innovative designs, partnerships, and an increasing global presence.
So when I was a kid, I wore Nikes and I went to Africa, and the kids in Africa wanted my Nike shoes really bad, and that was in 1987. So isn't that market already kind of been penetrated by Nike, in the last 30 years?
The market just for mobile is supposed to grow 4 billion customers in all their markets.
Wait, 4 billion customers?
Yeah, in all their markets globally.
That's basically saying every single person other than...
Well, they're going digital. That's
people
exactly
who
what you
literally
want.
live in...
Right now they're doing 1 billion in mobile sales. They're expecting to grow that to 7 billion by 2020.
I mean, we're looking at not only 1 to 2 billion more people being on this earth by 2020. We're looking at a lot more people having a lot more net disposable income.
But doesn't that scare you if your future growth relies on birth rates? I mean, so like I have to have another kid for there to be another.
No,
No,
I'm not saying it
growing middle
relies on it.
class.
They also have competitors who are doing a lot of interesting things. And the way that, I mean, the thing we have to accept is a lot of people aren't doing any sports at all. We have the largest population in the history, size-wise, of America. So
you're
we
going-
have
That's changing.
inactivity.
People are becoming more fit. It's becoming more of a
That
lifestyle.
maybe-
isn't changing.
maybe
People are
that's-
becoming bigger.
maybe
It's
that's the
more
opportunity.
obese.
Well, they're buying
I
the
don't
clothes
know.
and they feel like they're getting fit.
It sounds
Take
like
me,
an
for
opportunity
example. I buy the
to-
clothes, I
to
don't
make
work out.
oversized fat person's clothes sounds better to me than trying to get people thin. But that's just what we're seeing. We'd like the trend to be healthier, but that's not actually the statistics that we're seeing.
With basketball, they do expect their Jordan line to go from 1 billion in sales to just under 5 billion in sales by 2020. The LeBrons and the Kevin Durants are not selling that well, but the Jordans are perfectly fine
Yeah, but don't you think that's a problem, though?
for the Durant and the LeBron lines. But what just happened last
how
week?
do you grow? You want to grow. You want to grow by 60%. You got the same shoes you've been selling for 30 years that are still selling a lot. And then all the new guys
Yeah.
can't sell shoes, and that's a problem.
We have free cash flow. We have that dividend.
So
there.
you're
Again,
trying to say it's a valuation play, even though it's
Exactly.
trading at 1.5
and
times
if
the
we do
market.
believe in the trend, it's a safer play than Under Armour would be. Is our whole point.
Oh, it's definitely safer, but it also maybe is a much slower grower.
Yes, that would be accurate based on our research.
All right, I think that's enough, Nike. Thank you, guys. It's enjoyable.
We're here with our Under Amour team, Ben, Elijah, Hatem. Welcome.
So in 1996, Kevin Plank was obsessed with creating a t-shirt that would wick away sweat from your body. After many different attempts, he finally perfected his design, and thus Under Armour was born. In 2015, the league MVPs for the NFL, the NBA, the NHL, and the MLB were all Under Armour sponsored athletes.
That's pretty lucky.
No, they're very good at picking their athletes. Looking at the numbers, so in 2010, Under Armour only did $1 billion in revenue. Today, doing over $4 billion in revenue. That represents over 20% a year over the past 6 years. Now, we see a lot of great opportunities coming with Under Armour. One is international. Most of Nike, the biggest player right here, is coming from international revenue. 2 years ago, Under Armour only did 6% of their revenue internationally. Today, over 11%. They just opened 75 new stores in China just in 2015.
Do they have any Chinese athletes?
As of now, no major athletes.
But they sponsor a Japanese
So they're
soccer
opening
team.
75 stores in China, and they don't have one Chinese athlete as a sponsor?
This is what they're doing: is they're bringing Steph Curry, which they did, to China. They're bringing athletes.
He's not Chinese.
Yeah, but the NBA is very, very successal and very popular in China.
That's true.
That's
Under
why they're-
Nike.
Over the last 2 years, they spent about $1 billion buying 3 of the most successful apps in digital health and fitness, which are
How does that make them money?
the sales are $4 billion a year in all of Under Armour. $1 billion of those were from direct-to-consumer sales, so internet, online stuff. $250 million of that was directly from the app.
That also means 80% is coming from stores that are
Traditional.
now closed.
Lululemon's got their own stores. Nike's got their own stores. And where does Under Armour's clothes go?
This is why Under Armour made these acquisitions with apps that have over 180.
Yeah, but the world is not going to revolve around apps. I'm tired of apps.
Have you learned
It's
of
not.
Amazon?
Do you not
Yeah,
order
it's not.
anything?
People go to stores. They like
Do you
stores.
think
We're
most
human
of-
beings. We go outside.
Do you think
Did
most of the
people stop?
purchases?
Did people stop buying books when Barnes and Noble?
We're talking
and
apples and
Borders went
orange.
out of
Books,
business?
People
clothes
go
are
to
two
bookstores
different things.
still.
Look how terrible Macy's has done.
Yeah.
Look at all these
Brick and
Nordstroms. Look at all these
Yeah,
brick
that's
and
the
mortar.
model.
We're not
It's not
talking
that the
department
human
stores.
beings don't want to go outside and go do something on a Saturday. They do. And they want to go to a mall in Santa Monica and walk down the mall and look at stores. And if you don't have a store, you're not making a sale. I really liked Under Armour today. You guys did a very spirited effort defending their business and their model. I do see a lot of issues with it still, but thank you very much. So what do you think of the groups, Danilo?
Lululemon. They were a little flat.
Yeah.
They came out, I think, unprepared a little bit. I think they should have known some numbers that they didn't really quite grasp.
Yeah, and it seemed like just sort of like a very expensive yoga company with a lot of expensive stores to pay for. And
Yeah.
that's not that exciting to me.
And they missed, I think, in my opinion, the biggest drive of Lululemon's growth, which is the influencers. Nike Group was, as I said in the beginning, I'm kind of biased towards Nike. I wish they had done a better job.
That's what I felt too.
I felt like they didn't believe in Nike as much as they should.
As much as even you or I did.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
yes. And even if Nike grows from a 30 billion company to a 50 billion revenue company, that's still big growth over the next 4 years.
And I don't think they really showed me how that was going to happen.
Exactly. And then lastly, Under Amour.
Yeah.
What did you think of the
Well, I
presentation?
thought their presentation was good. They knew their stuff, but I really think the element of bringing in technology and connecting people to the brand through the app, through their Apple Watch or through
That's the
smart
future.
device. I do think that's the future, but I really like the idea of building a lifestyle around fitness, that Under Amour just becomes a part of your lifestyle, very much how Nike built their brand as well. All right, so we got Under Amour as our winner,
Under
I think,
Armour,
huh?
yeah.
All right, good,
Kevin
good,
Plank.
good.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
job.
congratulations, guys.